Hey guys, it's Leo Stargazer. I'm here today with our sign-specific weekly astrological tarot readings. This is for the week of September 17th through September 23rd, and this reading is for Aries. So this week, we have one major event happening, and that's what I'll be focusing on today. And it is at the end of the week, but all of the rest of the week is lead up to the sun moving from Virgo into Libra, giving us Libra season, the start of Libra season, as well as the autumn equinox. So this is going to be a time for us to use everything we learned from Virgo, everything we learned from that Mercury retrograde in Virgo, and reap the rewards of that to be able to provide balance to our inner and outer worlds. So in honor of that and in honor of Libra season and the equinox, I decided to do a spread all about balance. We're going to be doing a 3-card spread. We will have the first card is inner, so inside of you, what have you learned from these review processes? Where are you coming from? Then on the other side, it'll be outer. What is kind of out of your control? What has been out of your control? What are others dealing with? And then right in the middle, we'll have balance. What's keeping those things, or what could keep those inner and outer world, our inner and outer world, in balance? So that's where we're going to start. And as I begin my shuffle, I'm going to be repeating the intention that I set for you today. And that intention is balance. I chose balance because I feel like Libra season is going to be a lot about balancing, especially with all that you learned from Virgo. I think everything you learned from Virgo is going to be able to be utilized. So let's get started on the reading though. In the inner section, the inner position, the card that I draw is Ten of Wands reversed. Okay. What about outer? Others, things outside of your control. Queen of Wands reversed. 2 reversed wands. What's in the center? What is Libra going to be? What is going to keep these inner and outer, this inner and outer parts of you, parts of your world, balanced? Knight of Cups reversed. Okay. All reversed, but we're just starting Libra season, so getting things in balance may take this season to go through. But let's just start, and then we'll get through this together and figure out how you can stay balanced, Aries, this season. In the inner position, I got the 10 of Wands reversed. The 10 of Wands reversed in inner shows me that either you are ready to leave the burdens of Virgo season behind you. You are ready to release all that you've been holding on to. Mercury's direct now. The sun's going to be moving into Libra. You are ready this week to completely let go of all of your burdens. That's how I want to look at this. But the 10 of Wands could also mean that the burdens might be becoming too much for you to bear. What Virgo season was for you, what Mercury's retrograde maybe was for you, that review period might have been too much to handle. And as we're switching seasons, as we're moving on from that, the weight of that may be a little bit too much. Either way though, you're going to be releasing your burdens. I think the balance card needs to help us figure out how to not let that just crush us, but to let us actually cast off the burdens ourselves. Because either way, I think you're ready to let go of burden. I hope we can do that before it becomes too much. Because that's inside of you. Outside of you is the Queen of Wands reversed. This may be why you're so ready to let go of what's weighing you down right now. It's also why I think it's so essential that you do. The Queen is telling me, reversed, in the outer world, that the pressure from outside is what's causing that overbearing nature. It's what's causing your inner world to feel overwhelmed. It's something outside of you. So the way this is good is because I think that just knowing that we're not causing our own burdens can actually help us release them a little bit easier. It certainly is going to help us be better able to cast them off. Since this season, Virgo season, was so much about review processes, understanding who we are, I think sometimes some of us got wrapped up in that and felt like we were kind of putting that on ourselves, when really it was just the turning of the wheel. The season's changing, the planets going in retrograde, all of that stuff was kind of coming from outside of us and making us deal with these things. And whether you chose to or not will probably have a lot to do with whether or not you cast off your burdens freely or are forced to. Either way, though, the Queen of Wands reverse is saying this is probably coming from the outside. So how do we balance that? How do we balance the fact that we are being burdened by something outside of us? We are holding on to those burdens, but we're ready to release them. What can keep the inner and outer balanced? The Knight of Cups reversed. The Knight of Cups reversed as a balance card shows me that you have a lot to do in Libra season. The Knight of Cups reversed as a balance card, especially between two Wands cards. A cup card as a balance for two fiery wands, I think, shows how essential that kind of energy is going to be for us. How important intuition is going to be for you, especially going forward. Water energy in general. But he's a response. The Knight of Cups reversed is a response. And it's a response to the burdens that have been put on him, on you. It's a response to the direction those burdens are coming from, to that authority outside of yourself. And his response, again, can be one of two things. A lot of these cards, especially the Ten of Wands and the Knight of Cups, are signaling this idea of the necessity to free yourself, the necessity to release burdens and push forward and onward, which you love doing, and the balancing that with this idea that it may not be our choice, that someone may be forcing us to be burdened and then to release our burdens, or someone's forcing us to go outside of our comfort zone. You know, fire sign having to deal with water energy is not the best, most fun thing on earth. But it's the balance you need. And just because the Knight of Cups is a response to those things, he's also the answer. Because we're looking at him in the balance position. And his answer is incorporate Cups energy. What is that? Cups energy is intuition, it's emotion, and it's a different kind of passion than fire. It's more emotional. It's more sensitive in every meaning of that word. He is showing me that for you, the way that you bring everything into balance and the way that you free yourself from the burdens placed on you by others is by looking inward, but then using that to do all that Aries does, using that to move forward. So look inward to move forward. That's what the Knight is saying. And that's the balance. You looking inside, you tapping in to that stuff, to your emotional guts, your emotional core. It really is going to be so important for you, specifically for you, to stay balanced and to release yourself from the burdens that other people are going to continue to place on you. They're going to continue to rely on you for these things. But you learn the lessons you needed to from Virgo. You learn the lessons you needed to from Mercury retrograde. You just now need to tap into how you are emotionally affected by that and what those emotions are telling you. And then that's going to allow you to balance the more fiery forceful parts of your persona, of your personality. That's going to help you. But you have to tap into that emotional core. That's what the Knight reversed is saying, and that's how he can represent a balance. If you do that, if you are able to find out what I mean and look deep inside of that space, you'll find what you need to keep balance for the whole season. And you really, really will. You have a week. The Libra season doesn't begin till the end of the week. So you have the rest of this week to really kind of give yourself permission to go there emotionally. Also, forgive yourself and forgive others for overburdening you this season. Because everything here says, regardless of how or who or what or why, you're going to release your burdens, starting with Libra season. So you'll be able to stay in balance. I hope you have an amazing week, Aries. Thank you so much. See you next time.